Hey everybody, I'm Ilushia. Today we're going to be playing Phantasy Star 3, and it's going to be awesome. Between the last episode and this episode, I did what I said for the most part, sort of. And I went and got enough to get 2 hunting claws on Mew. It's not the best. I could have used force boots, but the amount of time and effort it took me to get the 2 hunting claws made it kind of a bad idea to keep going for that. We went up a couple of levels. I think Reese went up like 1 and Mew went up 2, something like that. Reese should be pretty close to leveling up. Anyway, the only place we've been pointed to at this point is the ruins of the Irakio place to the south. So let's go check that out and see what's here. Because otherwise we have no real direction. And a buzzgull. Some kind of mutant seagull with 4 legs. Because why not? I don't know. Anyway, so there's a bunch of ruins down here, which we can't actually go into, interestingly. Other than that, I think we're just supposed to poke around a little bit. I don't remember for sure where we're supposed to be going at this point, and the game hasn't given me a really specific direction since getting here, so we'll go and check around down here and see if there's anything else that I can find. Past these woods, and probably not. Oh, there's another one of those temples. Is it going to yell at me again? Let's find out. Hey, temple, do you have anything useful to say, or are you just going to yell at me again? Love the music. Nope, I'm just going to yell at me again. Nothing useful here. Darn. That's an airport, because airport. Yeah, it's a little weird. No, we can't go into it. You saw I walked right over it. They are relevant eventually, as you'll find out, eventually. Let's see. Getting a little beat up here. Enemies in this part of the game are pretty tough, actually. Heal her. I guess we'll head west a little bit past the forest and see if there's anything over there. We were told about something else down here as well, beyond just the fortress, I think. Ow. Holy crud, these things hit hard. I don't think I'm supposed to actually be in this area right now. Because, wow, these things are way tougher than the buzzgulls. Give way better rewards, but jeez. I'm gonna head back to town. Because, yeah. I'm actually getting beat up pretty badly. Not gonna lie. I'm genuinely worried that I may actually get a game over here. Especially considering how many of these things I've been running into. Well, at least we can clean them up without too many problems right now. And they give us lots of money and plenty of XP. But I don't think this is where we're supposed to be. To be entirely honest. And we'll finish off these. Hey, Mew leveled up. Let me actually use her to heal myself again. I don't remember needing that many items that did healing in this game, but I may actually have to start carrying a bunch of them around. Just to reduce the chances that I die randomly to enemies. Well, that was a fruitless exploratory mission. You can tell how long it's been since the last time I played this. Now, what did that guy in the upper floor tell me exactly? I think I'll go and talk to him again and see what he has to say. Yes, rest for the night. Because we really need the health. Thank you. Thankfully, a night's rest heals all wounds, unless you're unconscious, and then it doesn't. Well, unless you have lost the will to fight. Which is actually sort of appropriate, because you can still use your unconscious character's skills. Nope, you're not in this one. You must be in the armor shop. Sorry. I'm remembering things incorrectly. Things that happened, like, well, last episode. Yeah. I'm apparently bad at this. What did you have to say? Arakia's fortress is once to the south of here. Legend mentioned a hidden gate near their ruins. So, I wonder... oh, I remember now what I have to do. Ugh. So this one's a little weird. Anyway, I want to go and check out to the north of this town and see if there's anything else I can find here before I go that way. Because there may be something out here that is actually worth finding. I don't know. So it'll be a little bit of an adventure this episode. Sorry that we're not directly going on track, but we haven't been given a track to go on exactly. Like, we have a vague idea where we're supposed to be heading, but that's it. So, oh hey, a diving board. All of these little things that you keep seeing on the map will be relevant at some point in the future. I can't tell you when exactly, but at some point in the future, we will have use of them. Okay, anything else up this way? There should be another town somewhere, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there isn't another town somewhere around here. Maybe I'm totally remembering things incorrectly. That sort of thing has happened to me in the past. Hello? I don't think there is. I think this is going to lead to a dead end. No. Thankfully the enemies in this direction are way easier, so I'm not really at risk of dying every single fight the way I was down south. And the answer is... no, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm going to assume that it's no. Because if I look at my map, yeah, it just kind of peters out up there. I think there's another... no, there isn't another temple up there. So, I do believe I'm going to be going south again. I will be right back, folks. I figure you don't really need to watch me walk all the way back there. And through the magic of editing, we are back at the town. We are going to head south, and I will prove to you that this really is an old-school RPG. In one of the worst ways possible. I did rest before we left town, so that's why I'm at full health. Not that it lasts very long when you're fighting these things. Ugh. They hit way too hard. Ow. That really hurt. I really should buy myself some monomates or something. I may actually be in trouble if I don't. Anyway, you remember that mention of a hidden passage? Yes, to make that more clear to those of you who didn't see it, we walked into a blank patch of ground and ended up in a tunnel, like the one that was inside the cave. One that there would be no way to tell existed if you weren't told it existed by the guy in the town. So the only way to progress through the game is to talk to everyone, get told this place exists, then come and find it. Yeah. Yeah. I have no particular words. I'm sorry. Thankfully, the enemies in here are a heck of a lot easier than the enemies outside. Which is a little weird, because usually you expect enemies to get tougher as you get deeper into the game. Not easier, but hey, whatever. I'm not going to bother casting Anti on my characters until I have to. Mostly just because the little red dudes will just poison me again anyway. And these enemies are nothing like as dangerous as the ones I was fighting before, so I'm not too worried about it. There is a reason why the enemies you encounter in that area are much tougher than the enemies you encounter here. Mostly because you're not supposed to be hanging around that area very long. You're supposed to come and find this, and then go this way. And again, I'm just going to follow the right-hand wall, because I don't remember the layouts of any of the dungeons in this game. Which is going to be real fun when we get to the next one, because, well, I remember that dungeon being ugly. Let's just say that. Don't get to see it when we get there. As I recall, it's gigantic and a huge pain in the ass. So it'll probably be an entire episode all into itself, easily. Hack our way through a bunch of monsters. I don't know, maybe I should be cutting out the fight scenes. It just feels like without them, this was going to take, like, no time at all. Which might be a good thing or might be a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. If anyone has an opinion, feel free to tell me. Diamond. Sweet. More healing items. Always useful. Thankfully, the enemies in here are, like I said, really weak. They're doing like 1 damage to us at this point. Because, you know, they're the same enemies we were encountering before we got to that frozen wasteland of a town. We don't know why we're going through this cave, we just are. Because it's the only direction to go. You gotta love old game design like that. It's like, no, we're not gonna tell you why you have to do something, we're just gonna make it the only way you can go, and then you'll have to do it. Because, screw you. Mind you, I don't actually do really like this game. Like, I think this game is really good, but it does ascribe to a lot of old RPG game design, because it's an old RPG. It ascribed to the game design of its era, which included things like not bothering to tell you why you were supposed to go somewhere, or herding you around by simply only giving you one option, which was very common back in the 90s for game design. Which I guess has kind of been inherited by certain games in the modern genres, which does sort of make sense. Like, instead of bothering to explain things, you just sort of give the character only one direction they can go in. Ugh, Loonwing, that's bad. This could be bad. Probably not, though. We should be able to dispose of the ones in the front rank pretty easily, and without them, it becomes pretty effortless to kill that thing. Yeah, see, without the ones in the front rank, it dies in 1 round. No problem. But I will now ante my 2 characters and heal. Ugh. Come on! Really? Ugh. So, get this. Ante and Rever, the resurrection power, have a chance to not work when you use them. But they still cost technique points when you use them. Yeah. So that's why I couldn't... Oh, well, at least I found an antidote. That's good. Good timing. Thankfully, antidotes and other items do not have a fail chance, so there is an advantage to carrying them around, even if you have people who can cure status conditions. Cure poison? Poison is, I believe, the only status condition in this game. I was wrong when I said before that there were more than one. I believe there are more of them in the 4th game in the series, and that's what I was thinking of. But there is only poison in this game that I can recall. There might be one other. In any case, we are continuing our journey through this giant metal cave. I didn't put it here. I don't make the games, people, I just play them. Yeah, it gets a little tedious as you get a lot of fights in. But unfortunately that... Oh, there's the stairs, but we'll be there in a moment. I want to check and make sure we're not missing anything, because I'm a completionist like that, sort of, sometimes. Like I said before, if you want to find the exit in the shortest route, generally you should be following the left-hand wall. Personally, I follow the right-hand wall in this game because a lot of times it leads you to chests, you get into more fights, which means more money, you see more of the game, basically. Which can be positive and negative, because there are parts of the times when you won't want to see more of the game. Believe me, there are times when you won't want to see more of the game. Alright. Let's clean that up. And we are almost out of here. Let me out. Let me out. And we are out of here to a giant desert. So we've gone from normal grasslands to frozen wasteland to desert. Well, at least our environments are varied. I get stuck on terrain there. That's weird. Now we run into more stronger enemies, but they're less ridiculously strong than the ones we were running into before. Yay. Ow! Or maybe they aren't. Ugh. Well, we'll see how things go. Getting to the nearest town. Wherever the heck the nearest town is. Here's a hint. I actually know where the nearest town is. This is one of the parts of the game I remember really well, because... Okay, so the town we are going to is, I believe... straight south of here. And we have a giant man with a horn on his head. Some of the enemies in this game are pretty weird. I think he just flipped this off. Actually, he flips his pointer finger, but still, you know, there are some very strange enemies in this game in terms of both, like, design and the way they attack you. We haven't seen the strangest of them yet, trust me. And another one. We might actually have someone go unconscious this time. No, it doesn't look like we will. Good. Excellent. We are still alive, and we're getting closer to where we're going, hopefully. Let me look at my map. My monitor, where do you say I am? Yeah, I'm more or less directly where I want to go. So I just need to head south from here. And not die. Not dying would be good. Run away! Yes, I'm going to be running away from a couple of fights here because, well, I'm really beat up and I'm out of technique points and I have no healing items. And I really hope that I'm getting where I need to go and trying to avoid dying. Come on, come on. Running into way too many enemies, and I've been ambushed. Please let me escape. Thank you. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The music changes when you've got... Oh, crud. Was I really too far? Ugh. Yeah, I was. I was really too far to the right. So the place we're looking for is along this river. Not that you would know that if you had never played the game before. This is part of why I remember this area so well, is because it's so poorly designed. So here we are. This is where we're going. I do love the music that plays when you're down a person. I'm gonna go stand on the map so you can hear it. See? Dig that music that plays when your main character's unconscious. I think that's what triggers that. It's what looked like it triggered it. Let me find the resurrection point. And yes, that was a thing that looked like R2-D2 wandering around to the right. We'll get to it in a minute. If I can find a place that resurrects people. Please tell me this town has a place that resurrects people. If it doesn't, I am really royally hosed. It might legitimately not have one. Yeah, we'll talk to all these folks in a minute. Oh, joy. Lovely, lovely joy. I could have sworn that every town had a place that rezzed people, but maybe not. Well, let's rest, and yes, save the game. Oh, we gained 2 levels getting here. Resting, sadly, does not res people, so let's see if I can res him with Rever. Oop, no, that's not what I want. There we go. It only took me 4 tries. Thankfully, it only costs me money to do that, so... And we have a ton of money right now. So let's rest and save so that we get all our TP back. And see what this town has to offer, both to buy and to talk to. Let's go talk to people first. Hey you! The cyborgs of Hazatak rarely get human guests. So these guys are cyborgs, apparently. You'll remember that our second character in the party is also a cyborg. An old crazy cyborg wanders the desert. Yeah, that's not actually... So, remember how I said that this ascribes to old RPG design? That includes things like that, which is a red herring for the moment. Find Rin, then go east to fix the weather. Well, at least they gave me some nice instructions. Sounds like the weather control needs adjusting. I presume that my character's supposed to be telling them about the fact that there's like a frozen freaking wasteland out there, and that's why they're commenting on it. The one you seek abides in a western cave, so we need to go and find a cave to the west, and then we need to head east to another cave, to a weather control system. Also, the guys in the shops all look like normal people. But then again, the person we're traveling with is a cyborg and looks like a normal person too, so, well. Okay, I'm going to buy a sword. No, I don't need anything else. Just a basic sword. As opposed to the short sword we were using. Which ought to, yes, improve my damage significantly. Yeah, from 51 to 69. Wow. And it gives me a little more defense. And let me sell my short sword because I no longer need it. Is there anything else I'm carrying that I don't need? No, doesn't look like it. So let's go check out the armor shop, and then I think I'm going to call it for this episode, and we will go and try to find a Ren next time. Huh, there's an unlabeled shop here. Unlabeled building, rather. Oh, figures. There is a place that regains your will to fight and restores you from poison. It's just not labeled. Isn't it lovely? I don't recall that there are anyone to talk to upstairs in any of the buildings, and I'm not too worried about that right now, so... Because we have been told what we need to do, so it's unlikely that any of the people we could meet would have anything relevant to tell us. A cape, a protector, a bandana, headgear, and steel ML. I don't know what ML is. I believe the cape is armor for Miu to replace her vest, I think. I don't even remember anymore. Ugh, I really legitimately don't remember. Well, let's try buying it. Okay, no. Okay, so it does actually tell you whether or not someone can use an item when you try to buy it for them. That's good. I didn't think that it did that. So we're now using... Yeah, cape is significantly worse than steel armor, unsurprisingly. So I don't really need the cape. I think the protector is the one that is Miu's next armor. Which means that I've lost out on that. I will probably spend a little time running around and doing grinding again between episodes, just because I find it useful to have as good of gear as I can reasonably have. So I will see you guys next time when we try and find a cyborg somewhere in a cave west in the desert and not die. Yep, this is that kind of game. Later.